The Puck Portfolio with Andy MacNeil.
Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio presented by NorthStar Bets. I'm your host, Andy MacNeil with CanadaSportsBetting.ca. What a game in Carolina. Stick a fork in the Islanders. What a comeback by the Carolina Hurricanes. New York led 3-0 until the 13-minute mark of the second period when Teravainen scored to make it 3-1. The Hurricanes actually went into the third period down by 2 goals. Not, insurmountable, obviously, but still a hill to climb nonetheless. And Seth Jarvis got the Canes within 1 at the midway point of the third, and then all hell broke loose at the end of this one. Aho scored with Anderson on the bench for the extra attacker to tie it 3-3 with just 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. And then 9 seconds later, Jordan Martin gave the Canes the lead to make it 4-3. Brutal choke job by New York. But they went the first 13 minutes of this game without a shot and got outshot 29-5 in the final 2 periods. I'd say they got what they deserved in this one. Pretty tough to win a game playing like that, even when you do lead 3-0 against a team like this, the Carolina Hurricanes. And what a game by Seth Jarvis. I wonder if he doesn't have Conn Smythe potential. I'm not sure, the 40-1 price. I'm not sure what the best one is right now, but I wonder if he can't be the guy for the Canes on this playoff run. But yeah, looking at the series odds, my model has this one with the Canes winning now 94% of the time. There's about a 37% chance that they'll get this done in 4 games, a 33% chance that they'll get it done in 5 games, and then 16% chance that we're looking at a 6-game win for the Hurricanes here, and a less than a 10% chance, around 9%, that this one will go 7 games with Carolina winning. So yeah, New York, a 6-point or roughly a 6% chance of winning this series. Let's count them out. Let's just say. But yeah, pretty tough to bet on the Canes here. They've still made it kind of tough on themselves in both of these first 2 games. So game 3 will be pretty telling, but the Hurricanes right now, they are minus 167 favorite at NorthStar Bets. That's a little bit higher than what I make them. New York plus 145, not nearly generous enough to bet on the Islanders here. But yeah, like I said, stick a fork in the New York Islanders. They might win a game, but yeah, with how dangerous the Hurricanes are, I mean, it really seemed automatic. And it's easy to say that in hindsight, of course, but it did seem automatic the way they tied this one up, the way they grabbed the lead. The way they just choked the life right out of the New York Islanders. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, man, they even the series 1-1. I was disappointed, obviously, as a fan of the Boston Bruins, but hey, they deserve that one. They play with a lot more structure in game 2. But anybody pinning this loss on Jim Montgomery's decision to start Linus Ullmark is absolutely out to lunch. I mean, the Bruins scored 2 goals. So what are you supposed to do here? The result would not have changed whether Ullmark or Swayman was in the crease. Ullmark made some miraculous saves. How many goaltenders are going to stop Austin Matthews on that breakaway in that moment? Not many. I'd argue that most, if not all, goaltenders in the NHL are pretty hard pressed in that situation. So tough one for the Bruins. There was a chance there with Marchand standing right in front of the open net. He had at least half of an open goal. The puck came right through his feet. That was Boston's best chance of the game. It won't even show up on the score sheet. They could have got ahead 3-2 at that point, and maybe they would have had a chance. But it just seemed that as soon as Toronto tied the game, it was all Leafs from that point on. Boston had some chances, but could not convert. Looking ahead, obviously the Bruins have lost home ice advantage. That was a big part of their advantage. As it's been tough for the Maple Leafs to win in Boston. Now looking at the series price, this one's basically a coin flip. Still a small edge to Boston. I still think their defense and their goaltending gives them enough of a chance to stay in these games, even if Toronto is dictating the pace of the game. So I think the Leafs should be a small favorite, around -110 without Nylander. Of course, he could play. He did not play again in Game 2, and Toronto looked a lot better than they did in Game 1. So obviously, it would be a big boost to get him back in Game 3. But sportsbooks, NorthStar Bets, they've got the Leafs at -117, and that's kind of right in the midpoint range of what we're seeing in the market right now, -115. Some sportsbooks even up around -120. So I'm not sure, how much value will even be there if Nylander is in the lineup for Game 3. Which, I mean, based on you know him skating yesterday, him kind of mixing in the line rushes a little bit. I think he took part in a couple of drills, according to Jeff Fayette yesterday. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough to find value. The market's gonna move like that if there's any inkling that he's gonna be in the lineup. Of course, you're not gonna get anything from the Maple Leafs, but yeah, you might even see the market move before we know. So that'll be a good indication. But yeah, it's going to be important for Boston to at least split here. I've kind of chalked my series spread bet 1.5 games up as a loss. I mean, it's likely that this one goes 6 or 7 at this point, and unless the Bruins win in 6 or less, that bet is toast. But moving on, I really want to move on because I don't want to talk about that series right now. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, man, Mark Stone, just relishing the villain role here, scoring early in the game to put Vegas up 1-0. But yeah, Vegas finished Game 1 with 15 shots. It didn't matter, of course, because they scored 4 goals on their first 10 shots of the game. They held on for the 4-3 win. But yeah, they were outplayed badly by the Stars overall. Jonathan Marchessault and Thomas Hurdle were the only members of the Vegas Golden Knights to register more than one shot on goal in the game. Dallas had 30 shots in the game, like I said. Jamie Benn led the way. He had 1 goal on 7 shots. The Stars also got goals from Robertson and Marchment. However, notable absences, and yeah, they played, but they were, Rupe Hintz, his stat line was filled with zeros. He had a couple of hits in the game. In the regular season, of course, Hintz led the Stars in scoring with 30 goals. He finished third in points, third in shots. Same goes for Matt Duchene, who finished fourth in all of those categories on the team. I think, everybody thought that Vegas would need a little bit of time here to get their legs under them. Scoring 4 goals on your first 10 shots, that helps. But I mean, now we have to ask ourselves, did Dallas really let an important one slip away here? Did they give Vegas a chance here to, get back to the way that they can play? Because getting outshot 30-15 is, not a typical performance from the Vegas Golden Knights. You'd expect this one to be more evenly matched, and there was a lot of blocked shots, missed shots, etc. If you look at the Corsi for, Corsi against, expected goals for, expected goals against, yeah, it's pretty evenly matched game, I guess, in that respect. Um, but yeah, Ottinger has to be a lot better. Obviously, some of the Stars players like Duchesne and Hintz have to be a lot better. They have to be a lot more impactful. Vegas, they've now got about a 60% chance of winning this series, up 1-0 in the series, around 61% actually. But yeah, so tough loss for the Stars, a team that they really can't get past last season or this season. And yeah, it's going to haunt them if they, after coming into the playoffs with so much hype. Yeah, tough one for the Stars. Tough one for the Kings too. So McDavid came into the series. Obviously, he's played 13 career playoff games against the Kings. He has had 24 points in those games. So this is the first time he's had more than 3 points in a game against the Kings in the playoffs. 5 points in the game for Connor McDavid, including 3 primary assists in the first period. Zach Hyman scored 3 goals on 9 shots. He also had an assist. But yeah, whatever game plan the Los Angeles Kings had in mind to stop McDavid's line. Clearly did not work. The pairing of Matt Waugh and Gavrikov got torched at 5-on-5. They played mostly against the Oilers' top line, as did Arvidsson, Moore, and Dano. So the Oilers had no issues there. Pretty rough look for the Kings in game one, but they did put 4 goals past Stuart Skinner. That's a positive that they can take forward. And I mean, this series in the past has gone 6 and 7 games. So, probably not tough to come back from this one mentally. But like I said, whatever game plan they had for McDavid's line, just not good enough. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward. But looking at Tuesday night's slate, there is one game aside from the bet that I have locked in already on the Nashville Predators money line, which you can get at NorthStar Bets, currently at plus 138. That is a really good price, in my opinion. I think the Predators should be priced closer to plus 127. Like I talked about on Monday's show, really, evenly matched game in game one. Of course, Vancouver got that 12-second tying goal combined with the go-ahead goal to really, shake up that game. But the Preds played really strongly, and I like Nashville here on the money line. I think there's been a bit of an overreaction as far as how the Predators should be priced in this one. And yeah, that is my favorite money line bet for Tuesday's slate. But I want to talk about the Colorado Avalanche and the Winnipeg Jets. Of course, a wild one in game one, Winnipeg winning 7-6. And they've scored 4 goals, 6 goals, 7 goals, and 7 goals in 4 games against Colorado this season. Of course, the Jets have won all of those games. In the regular season, Georgiev, Colorado's goaltender, allowed 4 goals or more in 29 of the 63 games that he played. That works out to about 46%. Not to mention the Avs have pretty bad home and road splits. They allow almost a goal more on the road than they did at home in the regular season. NorthStar Bets offering a pretty good price on Winnipeg over 3.5 goals at plus 140. Of course, if Justice Noonan starts, it could throw a bit of a wrench into this one. Kind of, not hinges on whether Georgiev starts, but some of the value would be gone for sure. But he's been dealing with an illness. Give me the Jets team total over 3.5 plus 140 for 1 unit. So I've got the Predators at plus 138 for 1 unit. I've got the Jets over 3.5 goals for plus 140. That's a unit bet. And that'll do it for Tuesday's episode of the Puck Portfolio. 2 bets. Go Jets, go. Go Preds. Nothing against the Canucks. Nothing against the Avs. Got to go with the value here. 2 plus 140 bets. Hopefully can cash both of those. 2 of my 3 series bets still looking good. The Bruins, like I said, I've kind of chalked that one up to be a loss. Need them to win in 4, 5, or 6 games. Can't win in 4, so they've got to win in 5 or 6. Doesn't look very good for 5 games, and 6 games is a stretch as well. So still hoping for the Jets to put out the Avalanche here and the New York Rangers to make easy work out of the Washington Capitals, who they defeated 4-1 in game one. That game 2 goes tonight, as does game 2 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. Not a lot of betting value there for me in either of those games. I'm not really interested in. So, yeah, just the Preds and the Jets team total, a couple of Western Conference matchups. Good luck with your bets. I'll see you on Wednesday.